Hey guys, Suraj here from TMCB. In today's video, let's talk about day 7 and day 8 and 100 days of code learning in Python. So without much further delay, let's directly get into the topic. Okay guys, as we spoke previously from day 1 to day 6, we spoke about Python for everybody and a couple of free or cheap resources. And on day 7 and day 8, I happened to do Python for everybody from Coursera. And in today's video, we're going to talk about week 6. Yeah, I happened to take 2 days to complete this week 6 because a couple of things, it was a really bit of a confusing thing for me to understand. So I happened to redo the videos a couple of times and I'm still not able to get a sure answer, or I still wouldn't say that I'm sure about what I learned. But I thought it's okay, let me at least try and tell what is there in the particular course. So on week 6, we have something called functions. Now this function, when I first heard, I thought it's like a function, like a print, because print is also a function, right? A function is nothing but it stores a value which can be used later, very similar to variable. But variable, you cannot start, to store multiple characters or, 2 or 3 lines. But using a defined function, which is def, and then you can put in your own function like a variable name. You can't use any reserved name for it, and then open and close parenthesis and a colon, and anything that comes under that, it's basically to a function. Now I understood it till here. I probably didn't understand on returning the value of a function, and then I didn't fairly understand the arguments. It was a bit of a confusing for me about the arguments and also the return. But in this particular week 6, the first video is about using functions, where, like I said, they define what is a function, how to add a function, and then building functions, building multiple functions in a block, and then indenting it, and then re-indenting it to end a function block. And then you have a quiz. As we all know, quiz contains of 10 questions, out of which 8 you have to get the right answers in order to pass the quiz. But if in case you're concentrating on the videos and all the other reading materials that has been provided before the quiz, you'll easily get 10 on 10. And then a graded external tool. Now on week 5, we had an assignment where you'll have to find the number of hours and the pay rate for that particular hours. And beyond a certain number of hours, the pay rate is increased by 1.5 times. Now that was on the conditionals. On week 5, we learned about conditions like if and else. The same assignment has been given even on week 6, but over here, you need to use the conditions plus the functions where you define and then you return the value. I probably couldn't do it. I had to look it up on GitHub and then decode and then try doing it. So I wouldn't say that it was easy for me to do the assignment. I'm not sure about y'all, but I didn't do it the first time. I had to look it up on GitHub and then I tried to figure out on what they have done. And it was pretty much the same step as the if and else condition, but then over here you just use the define function. So I might probably be doing this particular problem again probably next week, not today or tomorrow, because I just learned about it yesterday. So for sure I know that I would remember because I just learned it yesterday. So I might test the same problem probably after a week in order to know if I've understood the concept or have I just mugged up the problem. Right, because there's no point in mugging up. So I usually test myself like this. If in case I'm able to do the same problem after a week or after a month, I know that I've understood the concept. If I'm not able to do it, then I would scrutinize myself saying that I've mugged up the problem and there's no point in doing such, because this is not a theory, this is a problem. Because the question might be same because you're using the same question, but the question is same but the problems are different, then you can't work around it, right? Because you have mugged up. Now if the numbers or the way the problem is asked, or if the question is twisted, you're gonna halt and you're not gonna go any further. So that's my understandability when it comes to programming. And then you have bonus chapters as usual, one interview. But this interview is really nice because it is by Guido van Rossum, who's the founder of Python. He says how he found Python, how it turned out to be a programming language that is being used in masses today, and it's a very versatile programming language. anyone who wants to start a programming career who is from a non-IT or a non-CS background, the first choice would be HTML or Python in a matter of fact. And Python is very technical and a scientific language, and that is why your Python is being used in a lot of fields like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. It's a very sophisticated language but very simple. Now that is something that I really liked about Python, and these are the things that has been explained in the interview that has been happening in the interview part. And then the last video of this particular week is office hours. As usual, Charles, who's the professor of this particular course, Python for Everybody, from the University of Michigan, tries and goes and speaks to various students from various different countries and understands if they like the particular course, what have they learned, and how did Coursera help them to achieve their goal in terms of reading or learning and etc. So this is about week 6. For week 6, that is all for today. I will meet you on tomorrow's video. And I also want to request everyone to subscribe to this particular channel and probably like. It sort of motivates me to keep me going further and giving out content like this. So I request all of you to subscribe to my channel. Click on that bell icon so that you don't miss any of the content that I'm trying to put it out. With that, I will end up today's video. Till then, Suraj here signing off from TFCB. Peace.